Hi guys, I'm Ross from Seconds Out Fight Store, and today's review is on the Winning Sparring Gloves. The chances are if you're watching this review you've already heard of Winning, you've got a good idea of the type of quality that the brand's associated with, but you might be asking yourself whether it's worth spending £300+ on a pair of boxing gloves or if there's a cheaper alternative that's just as good quality out there. When you're looking at Winning gloves, you'll notice that each one's coded slightly different. They're all MS gloves, and then the coding for each size is MS 400, 500 or 600 depending on which size you're looking at. This doesn't change the actual glove or the fit or the style, it's purely to do with the weight of the glove. Winning have been around since 1937 manufacturing boxing equipment, and they've still got very traditional methods today because of the huge demand for Winning. They've not mass produced the market and opened massive huge factories. They've kept everything very traditional, which means that the quality control is very, very tight. But it also means that it's very difficult to find the gloves in the market. So if you can find a pair and you're definitely after them, make sure you grab them, because a lot of the time they're like gold dust. Because the gloves are so popular, there is a lot of fakes out there, unfortunately. Sometimes it's quite difficult to spot just looking at a picture on a website, but you can give yourself the best chance of making sure you get the real gloves by buying from a reputable website with good quality reviews and a good reputation. If you're spending over £300 on a pair of gloves, you definitely want to make sure you're getting the real deal. And as I said, it's often quite difficult to tell from a picture. So when we start to look at the gloves up close, you can tell straight away it's a very, very simple, plain design, but the leather is so smooth and clean. It's a beautiful finish. The stitching is all top quality as well. I would have no worries about the stitching coming away. On the inside of the palm, it's all double stitched around the laces. And up at the bar grip where it's got the weight of the glove, it's all double stitched there as well, and also around the thumb. On the inside palm there is a raised padded area, so when you're covering up from shots and sparring and things, it'll help protect your face. The laces are nice and long as well. They run all the way up the glove, right up to about halfway up the thumb. The inside lining feels quite water resistant. It doesn't feel particularly soft, and it doesn't feel like it would be comfortable when you touch it, but once you put your hand in the glove, you can tell straight away this glove is definitely something special. It's an absolutely perfect fit. The phrase "fits like a glove" is so perfect when you're trying on a pair of Winnings for the first time. They're not too big and bulky. They feel very lightweight, even though it's a 14-ounce glove. My hand fits in here absolutely perfect. Like it's just a beautiful fit. Sometimes you can find with bigger gloves for sparring, they're a bit wide and there's a bit too much room in there. With the Winning gloves, they're very snug and compact, but the knuckle protection is probably the biggest standout point for the gloves. Even without a pair of hand wraps in, when I push down on the knuckles, I can't feel my knuckles through them at all. The padding is absolutely top notch. When we make our way round to the fingertips, it's very, very easy. You can see how the glove sits just there. It's very, very easy to make a fist. These gloves are brand new, and I'm not having to try hard at all to make a fist. The thumb compartment doesn't feel too tight. It feels like I've got plenty of room in there to move my thumb about, but not too much room that it's going to wiggle about free and cause an injury. On the inside of the thumb, it's attached with a piece of leather, so it's not canvas or anything as well, making it more durable and means it will last a lot longer. So again, that's going to help prevent injury. When you're punching, your thumb's not going to be wiggling about the place. Overall, you can just tell these gloves are made to the highest standard. It's difficult to fault them, to be honest. They're absolute perfection. Like, I'm trying to find something that I would do to improve the glove, and there's really nothing. They're absolutely flawless. If you're thinking about spending over £300 on a pair of these gloves, I'd say definitely do it. You will not be disappointed. We've sold a ton of these gloves to people in the shop and online, and I've never had anyone come back to me and say they're overrated or they wish they never bought them. Every single person that's bought them comes back either for another pair a few years down the line or gives me amazing feedback on them and says they're just the best gloves they've ever owned. If there's one criticism I've got of Winning, is that they probably could produce the gloves quicker but keeping the quality under control. Because demand has gotten so high and they do keep everything very traditional, it means that there's very limited stock out there and that it's difficult to get your hands on them. So that's maybe the one criticism I'd have over the gloves, is that they could possibly produce them. You know, companies like Cleto Rays and Everlast make top quality gloves, but they're able to mass produce them to the market while still keeping the quality under control. But part of me also thinks that Winning have got a nice story to tell from their boxing history, and they like to keep everything nice and traditional. So It's probably just more a frustration that they're not more readily available for us to sell, because we could sell 10 times more than what we do if we had them available. Another last tiny criticism I would maybe have is the packaging on the gloves. So if you look at something like Cleto Ray's gloves, they're all vacuum sealed. It looks very nice, tight and compact and very official. When you get a pair of winning gloves, they're just in a basic plastic packaging. It's easy to open, there's no tape or anything on it as well. The one way, and that makes it quite difficult to tell if you're getting the real deal or the fake straight away before you open the gloves up. One thing on winning gloves is they have a tag on the inside in Japanese text, which I don't think that a lot of the fakes would have, so that's one thing definitely to look out for as well. You'll pretty much be able to tell straight away when you've got these gloves in your hand that they are the real deal. There's just something about them. It's difficult to tell in a video, but as soon as you look at these gloves for the first time or you try them on for the first time, you can just tell that there's something special about them. So in summary, if I was going to recommend to somebody, should you be spending £300 to £400 on a pair of winning gloves? Should you go for something cheaper? If you've got the money to spend on them, 100% buy them. You will not be disappointed. They're my glove of choice, pound for pound, number one in my opinion. You definitely can't go wrong. If you can find them, definitely snap them up because you won't be disappointed. I hope you've enjoyed this review. You can check out our range of winning stock and a lot more on our website at seconds-out.co.uk, where we do worldwide shipping. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, anything at all, please stick them in the section below. I'd love to hear what you think of this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again. Cheers.